Hey folks, Dave from Nick's Next, and I wanted to weigh in on this CGC thing. I mean, we're paying more for everything. Gas, eggs, cars. Why shouldn't we expect CGC to be raising their prices as well? I mean, they have to pay for their business. They have to pay for plastic for the cases and salaries for workers and more real estate. They've opened up new branches. All that stuff costs money, and I can understand that, but the timing's a little less than ideal. They've had some dubious practices here in the past 18 months or so. I'm sure everybody remembers those invisible Black Flag comics with the acetate covers that were graded super high for comics that aren't really comics, in really the middle of them catching up from the COVID backlog, like they got head-of-the-line privilege. Or the Clayton Crane fiascos, most notably with the C2E2 version of Ultimate Fallout 4, graded in advance by CGC, as well as RAWs available. And of those 3 books, they got 10 of each graded ahead of time by CGC. How? I don't know. But of those 30 comics that were graded, 14 of them were 9.9s or 10s. Coincidence? Or how about the Ultimate Fallout 4 facsimiles getting graded as actual Ultimate Fallout 4s? Those things are still popping up. Comics are being sent back to the wrong people. The wrong comics are being sent back to the right people. Books are showing up upside down in their holders. Books are in the wrong holders within the same order. The books are getting swapped. Books are upside down and in the wrong holders from the same order. It's starting to sound like a George Carlin routine yet? Come on. The biggest issue is their product. CGC and other grading companies primarily exist to provide a common ground for us collectors to buy, sell, and trade. The problem is that for the past 18 months or more, their service has been inconsistent, to be generous. I have a couple of examples myself. Here's my copy of X-Men 131. It's a 9.0. I've looked at it many times. I was hoping 9.4, 9.6. I got 9.0. Guess what? I have no way to know. There's no grader notes. 9.0, no grader's notes. On the other hand, I sent in a book with 3 fairly beefy spine ticks. G.I. Joe #1, I found it at a yard sale. Sent it in. I expected to maybe get a 9.0. Guess what came back at? 9.8. 9.8. I sold that thing as fast as I could. I'd like to personally apologize to whoever bought it off a Comic Link, but what am I supposed to do? Send it back? Hey, CGC, there's no way this book is a 9.8. No. So the whole premise of CGC services is moot. So those are my 2 personal anecdotes. There are plenty of others. I'm sure you've seen them. If you haven't, they're out there. Statistically, it just can't be happening to YouTube content creators and Instagram sellers. The problem here is transparency. How hard can it be to tell us why we got the grade we did? I don't care if it's a 9.8 or a 4.5. Forget a 9.8. Tell me why I got a 9.8. Comics can get resubmitted. They can get a grade bump or 2 sometimes. Or they can get a knock. They can get knocked down a grade point or 2. Right? I don't see how this happens with their 3 grader. Every book goes through 3 graders. I don't see how the process can be that inconsistent with that practice. Just, it doesn't make any sense to me. The problem's not the price. The problem is that with the price increase comes the inferred expectation that we as a community will live with all of these things I've mentioned.